Welcome to the Henry B. Plant Museum's Mini Tours. I'm Curator of Education Heather Truby Brown. In this segment, we'll be exploring the historic Writing and Reading Room. The Writing and Reading Room is the most historic room in the entire building. Out of all 511 rooms of the original Tampa Bay Hotel, this room is the most authentic. Do you know what authentic means? Authentic means most like it was at the time of the hotel. As you look around the room, you'll see a number of paintings on the walls. These paintings are the same ones that were in this room in the 1890s when the hotel opened. The way that we know that the Writing and Reading Room is the most authentic is by using primary sources. Have you studied primary sources? A primary source is an original source that was produced at the time the event took place. So in this case, we're looking at a historic photograph that was taken during the time of the hotel. And as you can see in the photograph, many of the paintings that you see on the wall in the picture are still present today in the Writing and Reading Room. Can you think of other primary sources? The museum staff uses newspaper articles, letters, even the building to give us clues about the history of the Tampa Bay Hotel from 1891 up until it closed in 1932. Even the wall color. We know this is the color of the walls that guests in the 1890s saw when they sat here in the Writing and Reading Room. How do you think we know that? I'll tell you. We were able to take samples of paint from points around the room and study it, down 17 layers. And we were able to discover the original color and composition and recreate it. So that when you visit the Writing and Reading Room, this is how it looked, and this is the color that it was back in the 1890s. But what did people do in the Writing and Reading Room? That's right. They read and they wrote. People who came to the Tampa Bay Hotel were very successful and usually very wealthy. They had to keep up to date on the latest current events. So they would come to the Writing and Reading Room to read the day's newspapers. Daily newspapers from all over the country were here in the Writing and Reading Room. Guests could come and read them and keep up on current events. Also, if they needed to stay in touch with affairs back home and business dealings, they could write their letters here and mail them, or compose telegraphs to send from the telegraph office in the hotel's lobby. When the hotel opened in 1891, it had all of the latest and newest modern technologies, including electricity. Looking at those light bulbs, they're not very bright, are they, by today's standards? But in 1891, they were the newest technology, and they were blazing with light. But Henry Plant knew that they weren't bright enough, so that's why he designed the building with these large windows, to let more of the outside light filter in and help to light up the indoor spaces. We're not in the Writing and Reading Room anymore, but talking about the newest technologies that were available in the Tampa Bay Hotel in 1891, one of them was indoor plumbing. When the hotel opened, there were indoor hot and cold running water. Most people living in Tampa still used outhouses, but not at the Tampa Bay Hotel. You had an indoor bathroom. Now this one has been restored to the 19-teens. When the hotel opened in 1891, the indoor bathroom looked a lot different from this. But at least it was still indoor plumbing.